We are discussing the State of Regional Address, where the Oshana Governor, Hofni Iipinge, is expected to give his second SORA just after 10 o'clock. Now, the State of Regional Address, SORA, is an annual report delivered by regional governors in Namibia that is to provide accountability, outline development, and progress, as well as to set priorities for the region. This morning again joined by tertiary education. I'm joined by Dr. Silas Hango, a senior lecturer of material science and metallurgic engineering, University of Namibia, Jose Eduardo campus, to just delve in on this important SORA for the Oshana region. Thank you so much, Dr. Hango, for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Mm-hmm. Tell us, you are a senior lecturer in material science and engineering. Talk to us about the studies for your lecture here up north.
Oh, thank you so much for this opportunity. As my name was already mentioned, I'm Hango Silas, and I'm coming from Jose Eduardo Santos campus, that of University of Namibia. I'm coming from the department called Mechanical and Metallurgical Engineering, and there the subsection of Metallurgical Engineering. So it's about processing of metals, putting them into very useful materials, and this includes and not limited to metals, ceramic polymers, which are very much useful in the society or in any industry. Therefore, we train students to focus more on the production or the processing of materials that can now be used in industries.
Now, the field also aims to develop materials that are stronger, lighter, and more durable, and energy efficient, often using recycled materials to reduce environmental impact. Now, tell us, is the interest shown by the locals when it comes to material science and metallurgical engineering?
Yeah, thank you so much. This field seems to be very new, although it has been already used unknowingly by our ancestors. So the use of potteries, those things, the spears, they use metals to come up with utensils. So now this metallurgical engineering at the University of Namibia has really attract so much attention, especially the youth, because they need to understand the property of materials. They need to understand how the material interact at industries, the performance of materials. And we thank God that we have materials, we're given minerals, and we need to make use of them. So we can only make use of them by coming and understand and study the so-called materials and metallurgical engineering. So the turn-up at the university is very huge. Students are coming up and they tend to understand what it means by materials and metallurgical engineering. So this is a good example. We have got people now dwelling in renewable energy or green hydrogen or oil and gas. So these are the aspects that need to be understood by Namibians, especially the youth, so that they come up with a material that is usable in green hydrogen, for example, manufacturing, renewable energy, and oil and gas. So we cannot use materials with any material without coming into research and understanding in terms of the performance and durability of the material.
Definitely. Now, the Oshana region also continues to consolidate its position as a leading center of higher education and skills development in northern Namibia. Is this a true reflection of the region to your understanding?
Oh, thank you so much for this. Yes, the Oshana region has so many institutions, and this is a clear evidence that the people want development, and it's just up to this institution to train, to equip this young nation so that they take over in terms of development, infrastructure, and problem solving. So there's a need and for fostering and equip these Namibians with good knowledge, and Oshana region is the right place to give such knowledge and skill to the Namibians.
What is the significance of tertiary education in terms of contributing to economic growth and job creation?
Oh, okay. So institution of higher learning, they play a vital role in equipping the nation with proper knowledge, skills needed to develop this country. So we need, like me coming from the material science and engineering, metallurgical engineering, to say we need to develop knowledge, we need to develop skills such that what we have in Namibia, we can make them useful in terms of producing materials, circular economy, renewable energy, oil and gas, all these things that are very rare in many countries. We have to provide knowledge, train our Namibians so that we make this thing very useful. And I know that the University of Namibia is really trying to give emphasis or knowledge to the young ones in terms of metallurgical engineering, which is the future. We need to have our own things made from Namibia, from the resources that we are given by God. Otherwise, we keep on just giving them out, and we need to look at this and focus more on manufacturing, as I said.
Now, the job market also demands certain sets of skills. Which do you think are relevant to tertiary education that should be pushed forward to ensure that these skills are met?
Yeah, thank you. I think the tertiary education has to give knowledge in terms of critical thinking, just to say technical or problem solving. We need to give digital literacy skills, for example. In the world of this technology, we need to focus more on this type of skills, such that the graduates, they should go there with this knowledge. Otherwise, we are an institution that is there to give this sort of skills: critical thinking, problem solving, digital literacy, and so on.
Now, how does tertiary education foster innovation and technological innovation?
Yeah, thank you so much. The university or institutions, they have to train, they have to focus on research. Research brings about innovation through research, because if you don't research, you don't know what is out there. So we need to focus more on training, give proper technical knowledge on how to do research and how to come up with something out of what we are given by nature. So it's up to us now to focus on to that.
Now, Dr. Hango, also government continues to invest in education infrastructure. That is, of course, to improve learning conditions as well as to address classroom shortages. In your opinion, what more needs to be done in terms of advancing the education sector?
Oh, thank you so much. The government really need to focus more on infrastructure in higher institution of learning. So the government needs to equip universities with laboratories, research centers, and give more training to let's say, to junior staff members. These are the people who have to go out there, do research, come up with something new. So the government has to really focus on equipment, buying equipment for research. And without equipment and proper facilities in institution cannot do anything. in terms of research. So I think the government should just focus much on infrastructure in any institution to give a platform for clear and thorough research by constructing new laboratories and equip those laboratories with powerful equipment and in the era of digital literacy. And this will just enable researchers to come up with new things which will solve problems in Namibia and beyond, I think.
Now, last year, the Oshana region performed poorly when it comes to the education of younger learners. How do you think this can be addressed in this, during this year?
Yeah, thank you so much. Like what we have tried or what we are trying in the rest of Namibia, and particular at Jose Eduardo Santos campus, we usually assist learners in Oshana region with a so-called math and science clinic to equip teachers to revise with students, to just give emphasis on the aspect of examination and how to solve problems, examination problems. So these are the initiatives that we have at the university to meet the government and the Ministry of Education halfway, such that the aim is just to improve academic performance of learners. So apart from this, we can also create some visitation, so to go and talk to students or learners at various schools, or we can meet them at various career fairs, so that we give them this education. We give them what are the requirements, for example, who can be a good learner and how can we perform better in the Republic of Namibia. So I think this initiative can really upgrade performance of students, and we have seen that I think a year ago, whereby we intensively engage with schools in the Oshana region, and most of the schools perform better. And this is what we have to engage and assist Oshana region in terms of upliftment of performance at schools.
Now, Dr. Hango, you are more on the need for more research. What is your expectations during this year's SORA in terms of really intensifying research so that we are able to address the various challenges that are facing the education fraternity within the region and the country at large?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think the governor should focus more on research in terms of like establishing centers of research. Equip those laboratories in the research centers. Go out there, talk to the people. We have a lot of local people that are very knowledgeable. We need to get them to the board and give their ideas. And then from there, we just focus and provide more information on research and request any, especially the youth. Okay, a good example, we engage learners who have got good projects at their schools. So sometimes at schools, they don't have more equipment. So we now, among equipment and knowledge, we now engage with them and bring them to the university. And from there, we take it up and maybe to come up with something that they never thought of. And this is what I think the ministry came up with a youth something whereby they identified research areas, especially in circular economy. We received local researchers seeking for information as to how we can go about some sort of circular economy, and the university is always ready to assist where it can, and by so doing, we should not stop individuals from coming to the university and do research, no, because we know that the university cannot just do everything alone. There is somebody there who has got a good idea. We welcome that person to come and engage with us.
Does the university carry out perhaps what is this? To say maybe you go out to the rural areas and just ensure that you also give them the same platforms that you give to those in the urban setups of the region?
Yes, thank you. We have a community outreach whereby a set of groups from the university go out to talk to the community in terms of schools, maybe at a certain circuit or just at an individual school. We could just go there, give education in terms of what is the university, what is the bond between institutions of higher education and secondary schools, for example. So the university has got that platform. We could go there and engage and see what is happening out there. And by so doing, we collaborate and disseminate information, proper information, especially that we have education that has, the system that has been already changed. I mean, we found that schools or learners, when they are coming for admission, sometimes they've got wrong fields of studies. So the university usually send officials out there to go talk to the management or the schools so that they choose the correct field of study that will enable them to register for their further studies. You find somebody has got geography and mathematics, and the person wants to do, for example, engineering or medicine. So it was wrongly chosen at the beginning, I mean, in the grade 11 towards AS. So we usually go there and give information as to which field needs which subjects. So I think this is also one of the initiatives to assist and meet the Ministry of Education halfway in giving information that can, because the university, if we don't go out there and tell learners proper information, we definitely we won't get students. So it's our duty to go there and disseminate information.
In a few minutes' time, the governor of Oshana region will be taking to the podium again to deliver his second SORA since taking office last year. Tell us about your expectations as a senior lecturer in terms of institutions of high learning.
Okay. So I think in his speech, he should talk about research and innovation that the university has to bring about. And by so doing, that means collaboration is needed with, let's say, the board between university and industry. We need university, because the university should not just train in terms of theory, we need also practical aspect of it. So if we put up a very good bridge between the university and the industry, training students, and they should go there and see how things are done, I think it will be very, very good. So if the governor should invite community or captain of industry to engage with students, I mean with universities, I think it would be a good idea. And also, you should think of innovation. Yeah, something to, like, the university should innovate, should come up with new ideas of how to do things. And it's my wish for him to include things like manufacturing. People have been talking about green hydrogen, talk about oil and gas. I wish, and for now we have got that knowledge and skills for coming up with a material. When I'm talking about the material, it's a metallic material, for example. I want to come up with an iron bar that I can produce in Namibia. Something that we can produce in Namibia, use in Namibia, or give it out, of course,
to
sell
other
it
countries,
out.
yes.
So it is my wish for the governor to come and say, I want an iron producing factory in Namibia. I want a forging industry in Namibia, or let's say in Oshana region, to go out there, get metallic materials from Namibia, because the Department of Metallurgical Engineering at university has really equipped graduates with this knowledge, how to extract materials from ores, so how to process them. It's just that we need finance, we need a very good budget so that we come up with such industry. And in so doing, that is employment creation. And we need to have our own things. This is a good time now for us to stand up and come up with our own things, other than just waiting for an iron bar to come from China or from somewhere. So we need all the metallic, but because we have everything, we have all the minerals that are needed for such particular application. So we need people who are out there who are going to be in oil and gas. They need to use materials that are from Namibia. So the governor should also talk about the agriculture and in terms of...
Dr. Hango, thank you so much. Yeah. I think we are crossing over to the governor.
Greetings to everyone in attendance. I am sure we are all aware that this is a special council meeting, and I would therefore want to recognize the director of the proceeding, our Honorable Governor of Oshana region of Iipinge, the mayors, worship the mayor of Oshakati, Ongwediva and Ondangwa in attendance, Honorable Regional and Local Authority Councillors invited, CRO of region, Madam Hamtuma, esteemed traditional leaders, commanders, fellow Namibians, brothers and sisters, I greet you all in the wonderful name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Before I pray, in fact, I'm delighted to have been invited to lead this opening prayer this morning. Hence, I will read the verse taken from Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. It reads as follows. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. This biblical scripture is basically reminding us that meaningful progress requires patience, commitment, and perseverance. As a region, Oshana for that matter, we have faced challenges, but we have also witnessed remarkable achievement. As we are going to listen to the State of the Region address today by the Honorable Governor, through the dedication of our people, mentioning public servants, businesses, community leaders, development partners. Therefore, this scripture today, honorable members, encourage us not to grow weary in doing what is right and beneficially for our communities. Every investment in education, health care, infrastructure, agriculture, and youth development is a seed planted for a better future. Today, as we reflect on the state of our region, we celebrate good progress we have made and renew our commitment to the work that still lies ahead. Let us continue working together with determination, hope, knowing that persistence in serving our people will bring lasting rewards, just like the Apostle Paul telling us. Finally, fellow leaders, Let us be reminded that our offices we are holding today are not possessions. God entrusts them to us for a specific period. Whether you are a commander, whether you are a councillor, you are a minister, or whoever, a headman, God is the one who raises up and brings down leaders. Shall we pray? Shall we pray? Almighty God, we thank you for the privilege of our region and its people. We acknowledge that every position of leadership entrusted to us by your grace. Grant us wisdom to lead with integrity, humility to serve faithfully, and the courage to make decisions that promote justice, peace, and prosperity for all. Lord Father, bless this gathering, guide and protect our governor, our leaders, and everyone present here today. May all that is said and done today honor you and contribute to the well-being of our people. Through Jesus Christ, our Savior and the Redeemer, who lives and reigns with you, one God, now and forever. Amen. Good morning, everybody. How are we? I actually wanted to sing for you, but I was warned that since it's a special council meeting, that will be done some other day. Otherwise, I'm saying all is well. Let's have a wonderful day. Thank you. No, fita pandurege pandurenge nkwetu. Nde mwindiri landele. Thank you. Tanke mwana alipen. Thank you. Thank you very much, Pastor. And then the house is called to I use this opportunity during this special council to welcome you. Honorable Hofni Iipinge, Governor of Oshana region. Then in our midst, there is Honorable Gandel Matundu, Minister of International Relations. And then Honorable Regional Council President, Commissioner Andrea Shirero, Regional Commander of the Namibian Police in Oshana region, member of the Uniforms Force, the Worship, the Mayor of Oshakati, Ongwediva, Ondangwa Towns, the Local Authority Councillors present, Tatekuru Ndirimani Ipumbu, if he's in. Oh, thank you, Tatekuru. Tatekuru Ndirimani Ipumbu, Chief of Ukwambi Traditional Authority and the Chairperson of the 8th Northern Traditional Authority, Madame Teopolina Hamtumwa, the Chief Regional Officer of Oshana Regional Council, member of the management of Oshana Regional Council, regional head of organizations, ministries and agencies in Oshana region, CEOs of all our local authority in the region, captain of industry and a member of the media, or invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Namibians, good morning. How are you? Good. Then we go ahead. It is with a great honor and a privilege that I welcome you all to the 7th Special Council meeting in the Oshana Regional Council. Today's gathering marks an important occasion in the governance and development journey of our region. As we convene receive the State of the Region Address, which is called a SORA, by the Honorable Governor of Oshana Region, Honorable Hofni Iipinge. This special council meeting serves as a platform of accountability, reflection, and strategic directions. Through this address, the Honorable Governor will account
to the people of Oshana on the implementations and the performance of the programs and activity undertaken during the 2025-2026 financial year, while also outlining the development priorities, targeting and implementation outlook of the 2026-2027 financial year. The delivery of the State of the Regional Address is any fulfillment of the mandate be towards upon the Governor under Article 110, Section 5 and 6 of the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia, which provides for the report on the region affair and the giving direction on the execution of the development priorities within the region. Today, therefore, present any opportunity for all stakeholders gathering here to reflect on achievement made, assess challenges, accounted, and renewed our collectively commitment toward advancing inclusive growth, effective service delivery, and sustainable development for the people of Oshana. Allow me to extend sincere appreciation to all distinguished guests for honoring this invitation and for your continued partnership and contributions to the development agenda of our region. Without further ado, Honorable Governor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all and I wish you fruitful deliberations. So I thank you. As I indicated earlier, that today we have a special councils where we expect our Honorable Governor going to report to the Namibian people, especially the Oshana people, Oshana region citizens, and all those are sitting in front of the computer, and not a computer, in front of the TV and the social media. I think now it is extracted from the Namibian constitutions. A regional Article 110, which indicated clearly, and I read as follows: a regional governor must attend a meeting of the regional council of the regional once every year. And that meeting must take place after the president and the cabinet have attended parliament in terms of Article 31, subsection 2. Article 110, during that meeting, the regional governor must address the regional council on the state of the regions, present a plan activities of the central government in the region, report in activity undertaken by the central government during the previous year in the region, and be able to respond to the question. With that, I'm not want to waste any time. I want to give a chance to our Honorable Governor. Honorable Governor, now the podium is yours to make a presentation to the Namibian people, especially the Oshana people.
Yes, we may be seated. The chairperson of Oshana Regional Council, Honorable Abraham Kaushweni, Honorable January Matundu, Deputy Minister of International Relations and Trade, all Honorable Regional Councillors present, Commissioner Andreas Shilelo, Regional Commander of the Namibian Police in Oshana Region, members of Uniformed Forces, Your Worship the Mayors of Oshakati, Ongwediva, and Ondangwa towns, all local authority councillors present, Tatekulu Ndilimani Ipumbu, Chief of Ukwambi Traditional Authority and Chairperson of the 8th Northern Traditional Authorities, Madam Teopolina Mtungwa, Chief Regional Officer of Oshana Regional Council, members of the management of Oshana Regional Council, regional heads of organizations, ministries and agencies in Oshana region, chief executive officers of all our local authorities in the region, our pastors present here. Let me thank and recognize Honorable Shayefu and other pastors present here, Captain of Industries, members of the media, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Namibians, a very good morning to you all. Allow me to begin by giving all honor, glory, and praise to the Almighty God for His grace, guidance, and protection upon our nation and our region. It is written in Proverbs 29, verse 18, where there is no vision, the people perish, but happy is he who keeps the law. This timeless wisdom reminds us that development begins with vision, is sustained by unity, and succeeds through disciplined implementation. Vision without action remains aspiration. Action guided by vision transforms societies. Honorable Chairperson, it is both my constitutional obligation and profound honor to present to this august House and the people of Oshana region the State of the Region Address for the 2025-2026 financial year, in accordance with Article 110 of the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia. This address provides us an opportunity to reflect on the state of our region, to account for the work undertaken during the year under review, to celebrate our achievements, to honestly acknowledge the challenges we continue to face, and to outline our priorities for the year ahead. Today, we report on our progress at a defined moment in our nation's history. Under the leadership of Her Excellency, Dr. Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, and the 8th administration, the call has been clear: accelerate implementation, improve service delivery, and ensure that development reaches every Namibian household. Oshana region has embraced this call wholeheartedly. The people of Oshana region have embraced this call. As a region, we have remained focused on transforming plans into action, commitment into results, and public resources into meaningful improvements in the lives of our people. Honorable Chairperson, Oshana remains the commercial, administrative, and social heartbeats of the northern Namibia. Our region continues to play a strategic role in driving economic activities, facilitating trade, providing healthcare and educational services, and serving as a gateway for investment and innovation. With a population of 230,801 people, 11 constituencies, and 3 vibrant local authorities, the responsibility placed upon us is immense. Our duty is not merely to maintain the status quo, but to continuously improve the quality of life for every resident, regardless of where they live. The year under review has demonstrated that despite fiscal constraints, climate-related challenges, and growing demands for public service. Meaningful progress can be achieved when government institutions, traditional authorities, local authorities, the private sector, development partners, and community work together. During the period under review, Oshana region recorded notable achievement in governance, infrastructure development, economic growth, and social welfare, healthcare, education, youth empowerment, and community development. With witnessed continued investment in roads, water infrastructure, electricity expansion, education facilities, healthcare infrastructure, and sports development. We strengthened social protection program for vulnerable households. We expanded opportunities for entrepreneurs and small businesses. We continued investing in youth development and skill training. We accelerated land delivery and housing initiatives, and we intensified efforts aimed at creating a more inclusive and prosperous region. Honorable members, this achievement did not occur by chance. They are results of a collective efforts of government ministries, agencies, and offices, regional and local authorities, traditional authorities, development partners, private sectors, stakeholders, and ordinary citizens who continue to play their part in building a better Oshana region. On behalf of the people of the Oshana region, I wish to express my sincere appreciation to all stakeholders who have contributed toward our development agenda. Special appreciation goes to Her Excellency, the President, the Prime Minister, Cabinet ministers, government ministries and agencies, traditional authorities, regional councillors, local authorities, development partners, and the private sectors for their unwavering support towards the advancement of our region. Honorable Chairperson, before I outline the state of our region, allow me to reaffirm our collective commitment to the principles that guide our work: good governance, transparency, accountability, inclusivity, service delivery, excellence, and sustainable development. These principles remain the foundation upon which we shall continue building a prosperous Oshana region. I will now turn to the first constitutional requirement of my address: effective governance and public service delivery. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, good governance remains the cornerstone of sustainable development. It is through the effective leadership, sound institution, and accountable public administration that we are able to deliver services, coordinate development efforts, and respond to the needs of our communities. The period under review was marked by a significant milestone in the governance of our region, namely the smooth and peaceful transition of leadership following the handover of office from my predecessor, Honorable Elia Irimari, in July 2025. This seamless transfer of responsibilities reflected the strength of the Namibian democratic institution and ensure continuity in governance, development, planning, and services delivery throughout the region. Since assuming office, my administration has prioritized stakeholders' engagements, coordination, accountability, and implementation. We have sought to strengthen collaboration among institutions of government and ensure that development programs produce measurable results for our people. Honorable members, The Office of the Governor continued to coordinate government activities through the Regional Development Coordinating Committee, RDCC, which remains the highest regional platform for consultation, planning, and monitoring of development programs. The RDCC brought together offices, ministries, and agencies, local authorities, traditional authorities, public institutions, and development partners to progress. Identify implementation, bottlenecks, and strengthen coordination across sectors. In line with the directive of the 8th Administration to accelerate implementation, all offices, ministries, and agencies operating within the region were required to submit quarterly progress report on the implementation of development projects. I am pleased to report that this intervention has significantly improved monitoring, accountability, and responsiveness across the region. Honorable Chairperson, the maintenance of peace, security, and social stability remains fundamental to development. Therefore, on matters of security, the Oshana Regional Security Cluster, led by Namibian Police Force, has continued to maintain law and order with commendable dedication. I call upon all residents to strengthen their cooperation with NAMPOL and the Anti-Corruption Commission in our shared battle against crime, corruption, and gender-based violence during the period under review. The region recorded a 13% reduction in overall reported crime, with reported cases decreasing from 11,804 in 2024-2025 to 10,267 in 2025-2026. This achievement reflects the commitment of law enforcement agencies, community members, and various stakeholders in promoting safety and security. While progress has been recorded, offenses such as housebreaking at residential and business premises, assault with grievous bodily harm, robbery, theft, and domestic violence continue to pose challenges to community safety and required sustained interventions. The fight against gender-based violence and domestic violence remained a key priority during the reporting period. The Namibian Police Force, in collaboration with communities and stakeholders, continue to implement awareness campaigns and preventative interventions aimed at reducing violence against women, children, and other vulnerable groups. To this end, encouraging progress was recorded as rape, domestic violence, and sexual violence cases declined by 12% during the reported period under review. The number of reported cases decreased from 759 cases in 2024-2025 to 670 cases in 2025-2026. These figures reflect the impact of sustained awareness campaign, community engagement initiatives, and strengthened collaboration among stakeholders working to address gender-based violence and promote safer community. Despite this progress, late reporting of cases remained a challenge, often delaying access to justice and support services for victims. To further strengthen crime prevention efforts, NAMPOL continued to implement community policing initiatives, public education campaign, and regular patrol in identified crime-prone areas. The force also intensified collaboration with local authorities, traditional leaders, community structures, and other stakeholders through joint operation and public awareness programs aimed at reducing crime and enhancing public confidence in law enforcement institutions. Honorable members, the Office of the Ombudsman continues to provide an important avenue through which citizens could seek redress and protection of their constitutional rights. During the reporting period, renovation works were undertaken at the Ombudsman Regional Office to improve accessibility, safety, and service delivery to members of the public. These improvements form part of broader efforts to strengthen public institutions and ensure that government services remain accessible to all citizens. As we move forward, our commitment remains clear to build a responsive, accountable, and citizen-centered public service that delivers results and contribute meaningfully to the achievement of the national development objectives. The governance is not merely about institutions and policies. It is about improving the lives of people. It is about ensuring that every Namibian, regardless of circumstances, has access to opportunities, services, and the protection of their right. It is on this foundation of good governance that we continue to build a prosperous and inclusive Oshana region. Economic growth, investment, and job creation. Honorable members, economic activity in Oshana region remained resilient during the year under review, supported by trade, agriculture, construction, public administration, transport services, education, healthcare, and a growing small business sector. Government institutions, local authorities, financial institutions, and private sectors, partners continue to implement programs aimed at stimulating economic growth, supporting entrepreneurship, and creating employment opportunities for our people. Agriculture and food security. Agriculture remains a cornerstone of our regional economic and food security. During the reporting period, Agribank dispensed approximately $2.8 million Namibian dollars towards agricultural projects, serving farmers in the northern Namibia, including Oshana region. The funding supported livestock production, agriculture, farm infrastructure, mechanization tractors, farming implements, and seasonal production inputs. These investments are strengthening food production, increasing agricultural productivity, and improving the resilience of farming enterprises while supporting government's objective of achieving food security and rural economic development. Employment creation and youth empowerment. Honorable members, one of the most encouraging achievements during the year under review was the creation of employment opportunities through infrastructure development and public investment programs. A total of 120 permanent jobs and 1,681 temporary jobs were created across the region through various projects implemented by local authorities, regional and line ministries, and public enterprises. Oshakati Town Council created 120 permanent and 382 temporary jobs, while Ondangwa, Ongwediva, and the Oshana Regional Council collectively generated hundreds of temporary employment opportunities through infrastructure development, rural sanitation programs, and community projects. Education infrastructure project created an additional 122 jobs, while Oshakati Premier Electric contributed 306 temporary employment opportunities through electrification and energy projects. This initiative not only provides income for our people, but also promoted skills development, youth empowerment, and local economic participation. micro, small, and medium enterprise development, and entrepreneurship. Government continued to prioritize the development of micro, small, and medium enterprises as a driver of economic growth and job creation. The Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy supported entrepreneurs through business training, agro-processing programs, and equipment assistance schemes. During the reporting period, 1,329 businesses were registered through BIPA, while 975 medium small enterprise certificates were issued to improve access to markets, procurement opportunities, and business support programs. The Equipment Aid Scheme further supported 15 previously disadvantaged entrepreneurs with equipment and materials valued at over 866,000 Namibian dollars, while 6 entrepreneurs from Oshana region benefited from NIPD and Rani Group equipment support grant programs. These innovations are strengthening entrepreneurship, enhancing productivity, and supporting the growth of emerging business across the region. Local economic development and procurement. The Oshana Regional Council continued to promote local economic participation through its procurement policies. Of the Council's annual procurement budget of approximately 110 million Namibian dollars, 15% was reserved for micro enterprises and informal businesses, creating opportunities for local entrepreneurs to participate in government contracts, generate income, and expand their operations. This deliberate empowerment approach continues to stimulate local economic growth while broadening participation in the regional economy. Investment and development finance. Access to finance remained critical for economic expansion and job creation. During the reporting period, the Development Bank of Namibia approved financing amount to 11.3 million Namibian dollars for projects within Oshana region. The funding supported key sectors, including construction, electricity infrastructure, manufacturing, health services, and wholesale trade and business services. This investment contributed to business growth, infrastructure development, and employment creation, while supporting the region's economic diversification agenda. Trade investment and business promotion. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. Trade fairs and exhibitions continue to play a vital role in promoting investment, entrepreneurship, and economic growth in our region. The Ongwediva Annual Trade Fair once again demonstrated its position as one of the Namibia's premier trade and investment platform, attracting 455 exhibitors, including 28 international exhibitors and over 76,000 visitors. The Oshakati Totem Expo 2026 attracted more than 59,000 visitors, featured 159 exhibitors, including international participants from Kenya and Tanzania, and showcased the region's rich cultural heritage through the participation of 15 cultural groups. Similarly, the Ondangwa Trade and Industrial Exhibition attracted 230 exhibitors, 18,000 visitors, and 3 international exhibitors, further strengthening its role as a key platform for business networking, innovation, investment promotion, and market access. This flagship event continued to stimulate economic activity, create business opportunity, attract investment, promote tourism, and strengthen Oshana region's position as the commercial gateway of infrastructure development. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, Infrastructure development remains a key pillar of socio-economic transformation in Oshana region. During the 2025-2026 financial year, government invested significantly in strategic infrastructure projects aimed at improving connectivity, service delivery, economic growth, and the overall quality of life of our people. Under the medium-term expenditure framework, Oshana region recorded a capital allocation of approximately 357.3 million Namibian dollars, of which 108 million Namibian dollars had been expended by the end of the fourth quarter. This investment has yielded notable progress across water, roads, electricity, health, education, sports, environmental conservation, and public safety infrastructure. Water and sanitation infrastructure. Government continued to strengthen water and sanitation infrastructure across the region. Significant investment were made in Ongwediva, Ondangwa, and Oshakati through the expansion of water and sewer reticulation networks, construction of reservoir and sewer treatment facilities, and upgrading of municipal water infrastructure. The Ondangwa wastewater treatment plant, one of the region's most strategic sanitation projects, reached 95% completion in phase 1. Creating 45 temporary jobs for local youth. In rural areas, water access was improved through the construction of a 10-kilometer Shingunguma branch line in Uvudhia constituency and the rehabilitation of water pipelines saving several communities. These projects are improving public health care, environmental protection, and access to reliable water services. Government through NAMWater also continue to invest in strategic bulk water infrastructure that will secure the region's long-term water supply needs. Key project currently underway includes the refurbishment of the Karuheke Oshakati Canal, the replacement of the Ogongo Oshakati pipeline, and the upgrading of the Oshakati water purification plant. Collectively valued nearly 1 billion Namibian dollars. This project will significantly strengthen water security, improve system reliability, and support future economic growth across the northern regions. Road infrastructure development. The Roads Authority continue to implement major roads projects aimed at improving regional connectivity and supporting economic growth. Construction of the Okatana, Amtanga, Omrathito, and Anime Road reached over 62% completion, while the upgrading of the Oshakati Ompunja Road commenced under the low volume seal standard program. The Oluno Ukwi-Ushona Road reached 99% completion, significantly improving access and mobility for community. In addition, nearly 40 million Namibian dollars was invested in road maintenance activities across the region. Local authorities also invested in urban road upgrades, stormwater system, and gravel road construction in informal settlement. Collectively, these interventions are enhancing accessibility, reducing transport costs, improving road safety, and supporting local economic development. Furthermore, the Roads Authority and regional leadership have identified 9 priority roads requiring upgrading to bitumen standard at an estimated cost of 2.1 billion. Electricity infrastructure expansion. Access to electricity continued to expand across the region. The Vuruluku Extension 14 electrification project, valued at 15.6 Namibian dollars, 15 millions, progressed significantly and will provide electricity to approximately 420 households. Oshana Regional Council also funded the electrification project in several rural business centers and localities to stimulate economic activities and improve living standard. NORAD investment in strengthening electricity distribution through a 6.5 million Namibian dollars SCADA system, while public lighting infrastructure was expanded in Ondangwa and Ongwediva. In Oshakati, construction of 5 megawatt solar plant reached 80% completion and created 169 temporary jobs, contributing to energy security and renewable energy generation. Oshakati Premier Electric Free Service Connection Program continued to improve access to electricity for low-income households, with over 2,900 households connected since inception. Health infrastructure development. Government made significant strides in strengthening healthcare infrastructure. The Oshana Regional Management Team Office building was completed and inaugurated at a cost of 18.1 million Namibian dollars, while the Umpunja Clinic was completed and officially opened, bringing healthcare services closer to communities. Major innovation at the Heke Clinic also reached advanced stages. At Oshakati Intermediate Hospital, the investment included the completion of a new intensive care unit, ICU, and ongoing renovation to hospital facilities. Importantly, progress was made towards the establishment of the long-awaited Ondangwa District Hospital, with the feasibility study completed, environmental assessment finalized, and consultant appointed to commence detailed designs. Once completed, the hospital will significantly strengthen healthcare delivery and reduce pressure on Oshakati Intermediate Hospital. Education infrastructure. Government continued to invest in education, infrastructure to improve learning conditions and address classroom shortages. Education projects valued at approximately 32 million Namibian dollars were implemented across the region, including construction of classrooms, science laboratories, computer laboratories, libraries, administration blocks, and pre-primary facilities. Major projects at Onaushe Combined School and Erundu Secondary School reached advanced stages of completion, while several schools benefited from new classroom blocks and infrastructure upgrades. Renovation project at Ihendako Secondary School, Omarara Primary School, and Ontinda Combined School also progressed significantly. In addition, Valombola Vocational Training Center completed a hybrid solar power system, which has reduced electricity costs by approximately 70%, improving institutional sustainability. Sport infrastructure. In line with the youth empowerment and talent development, implementation of the constituency sport facility program commenced. The first facility in Oshana region are being developed at the Eheke and Onamtai with a budget allocation of 10 million Namibian dollars per facility. The program will create opportunity for local contractors and SMEs while providing modern sporting infrastructure to support youth development, recreation, and community engagement. Environmental and tourism infrastructure. Government invested approximately 18.5 million Namibian dollars in environmental conservation and tourism infrastructure. Key achievements include the upgrading of the 220-kilometer Okaukweo King Nehale and Road Corridor within the Etosha National Park, procurement of fencing materials for protected areas and the rehabilitation of the Iipinge Forestry Research Station. This investment contributes to biodiversity conservation, tourism development, and sustainable environmental management. Justice, safety, and security infrastructure. Investments were also made in strengthening justice and security infrastructure across the region. The rehabilitation of the Oshakati military base continued during the reporting period with 6.76 million Namibian dollars already expanded. This contributes to improved operational capacity and national security preparedness. In addition, renovation to the Ombudsman Regional Office in Ongwediva, valued at approximately 71,000 Namibian dollars, were completed, improving accessibility, working conditions, and service delivery to the public. Furthermore, the Oluno Correctional Facility benefited from infrastructure upgrades, valued at approximately 27 million Namibian dollars, with phase 1 being completed, which includes the reinforcement and rehabilitation of correctional cell blocks and security facilities aimed at enhancing safety, security, and offender management. Collectively, these investments strengthen institutional capacity, improve public service delivery, enhance public safety, and contribute to peace, security, and stability within the Oshana region. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the progress achieved across these sectors demonstrates government's unwavering commitment to building modern, resilient, and inclusive infrastructure that support economic growth, creates employment opportunities, and improves the quality of life of our people. While challenges remain, this investment continues to lay a solid foundation for the sustainable development and prosperity of Oshana region. Human capital development. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, fellow Namibians, human capital development remains at the heart of our effort to build a prosperous, inclusive, and competitive Oshana region. Government continues to invest in education, healthcare, skills development, innovation, culture, and sports to that our people are equipped with the knowledge, skills, and opportunities needed to contribute meaningfully to national development. Strengthening basic education. The Directorate of Education continues to implement targeted intervention aimed at improving learner performance and educational outcomes. Special attention was given to underperforming subjects such as mathematics, physical science, biology, chemistry, English, and history through curriculum support programs. Learner performance monitoring, teacher training, advisory services, and quarterly mastery assessments. These interventions are strengthening the quality of teaching and learning while supporting improved academic performance across the region. Higher education, vocational training, and skills development. Oshana region continues to consolidate its position as a leading center for higher education and skill development in northern Namibia. During the year under review, tertiary and vocational institutions operating in the region produced a total of 3,010 graduates, contributing significantly to the development of skilled professionals required to drive economic growth and national development. These graduates were produced by institutions including the University of Namibia, the International University of Management, Iipinge Health Institute, and Valombola Vocational Training Center, reflecting the region's growing contribution to Namibia's human capital base. Lifelong learning and community development. Government continued to promote lifelong learning through community learning centers and non-formal education programs. During the reporting period, more than 2,500 individuals acquired practical skills. Over 1,000 people received ICT training, and public libraries recorded more than 124,000 visits. Adult literacy program enrolled over 1,500 learners, while youth development programs provided training in business management, cooperative development, entrepreneurship, and life skills. This initiative continued to improve the literacy level, promote digital inclusion, and strengthen community participation in economic and social development. Student funding and school support. A number of public and private sector institutions contributed towards student support through scholarships, bursaries, internship, and apprenticeship programs. The Social Security Commission invested over $5 million Namibian in scholarship across various vocational programs, while Rani Trading supported tertiary student registration fee. Local authorities, NORAD, and other stakeholders continue to provide internship and apprenticeship opportunities, helping young people in gaining practical work experiences and improving their employability. These investments are essential in addressing youth unemployment and ensuring that skills development respond to labor market needs. Technical and vocational education. Valombola Vocational Training Center continue to play a pivotal role in technical and vocational skills development. During the year under review, the center expanded access to technical and vocational education and training through the introduction of new accredited programs in ICT, water supply, and sanitation facility maintenance, hospitality and tourism, plumbing, metal fabrication, and office administration. The center also strengthened partnerships with industries, resulting in 42 apprentices being placed in workplace training programs, while more than 100 employees from government institutions and local authorities benefited from specialized short courses. In addition, Valombola trainees excelled nationally by winning multiple medals at the National Skills Competition, including the prestigious Presidential Award in bricklaying and plastering. These achievements demonstrate the growing quality and competitiveness of vocational training within Oshana region. Youth development and empowerment. Youth empowerment remained a key priority during the reporting period. Through partnership with government institutions, local authorities, and the private sector, young people benefited from entrepreneurship support, mentorship programs, vocational training, work exposure opportunities, and life skill development initiatives. These interventions continue to equip young people with the skills, confidence, and the opportunity needed to participate productively in economic and contribute to sustainable development of our region. Sports development. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. Sport continues to play an important role in youth development, social inclusion, and human capital development. During the year under review, Oshana region engaged over 500 athletes and 65 officials through athletics programs involving 80 schools. The region's performance improved significantly, moving from 11th position nationally in 2025 to 4th position in 2026. Furthermore, 30 athletes qualified for the Region 5 Youth Games, contributing to Namibia's second place finish, while several young athletes gained international exposure through exchange program in Germany. These achievements demonstrate the positive impact of investment in youth and sport development, cultural and creative industries. Government also continued to invest in culture, heritage, and creative industry as important drivers of social cohesion, identity, and economic opportunities. During the reporting period, over 150 community members, 800 learners, and 73 teachers benefited from training in music, visual art, drama, and performing arts. The region established 67 schools culture clubs, trained 40 cultural entrepreneurs, and identified 98 heritage sites, further positioning Oshana as a center of cultural preservation and tourism development. Cultural events such as the Oshakati Totem Expo continue to promote unity, cultural identity, and intergenerational knowledge transfer while supporting local economic development and tourism growth. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, to further strengthen education outcomes in the region, the Office of the Governor established the Oshana Regional Education Advisory Committee during the reporting period. The committee brings together experienced educational professionals, retired educators, community leaders, and other stakeholders to provide strategic advice and support on matters affecting the quality of education in the region. The investment we make in education, healthcare, skill development, youth empowerment, sport, and culture are investment in our future. They are investment that build human dignity, unlock potential, and create opportunity for generations to come. By continuing to invest in our people, we are laying the foundation for a prosperous, productive, and resilient Oshana region. Social progression and community well-being. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, fellow Namibians. Social progression remains central to our vision of inclusive and sustainable development. During the year under review, government continued to implement programs aimed at improving social welfare, strengthening community resilience, expanding access to land and housing, enhancing healthcare services, and supporting vulnerable members of our society. These interventions have contributed significantly to improving the quality of the life of our people across Oshana region. Social protection and community resilience government continue to support vulnerable households through food security, poverty alleviation, and community empowerment programs. Through regional council initiatives, food security projects create employment opportunities and supported livelihood, while microfinance and food for work program provided assistance to hundreds of community-based projects. In response to recurring drought conditions, approximately 21,659 food insecure households benefited from drought relief assistance, while additional support was provided to marginalized households through food aid programs. Social protection intervention also benefited over 33,000 children through welfare grants, while early childhood development centers receive funding to improve learning and care services. Major milestone was the completion and operationalization of the Ongwediva Community Empowerment Center, which is expected to serve as a hub for skills development, entrepreneurship training, and support services for women, youth, and vulnerable groups. Land delivery and housing development. Honorable members, access to land and housing remain a priority for government. During the reporting period, the Directorate of Land registered 924 customary land rights, issued 584 customary land certificates, and conducted extensive awareness campaign to strengthen tenure security and land administration. The flexible land tenure system continue to provide affordable land ownership opportunities for the low-income households, particularly in Oshakatis or our informal settlement, where hundreds of plots have been formalized and land titles issued. Furthermore, the local authorities allocated a total of 1,177 plots during the year under review to individuals, housing developers, the Shack Dweller Federation, and the National Housing Enterprise. These efforts continue to expand access to land, support housing development, and promote orderly urban growth. The regional leadership, in collaboration with traditional authorities and local communities, also identified several strategic growth points across constituencies that will be developed into future settlement areas to accelerate rural development and improve access to public service. Social welfare and public health. The rural sanitation program continued to improve living conditions in rural communities through the construction of 128 sanitation facilities across all 11 constituencies. This program was strengthened public health, reduced environmental risks, and created temporary employment opportunities. The health sector maintained the effort to combat HIV and AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria through community outreach, prevention campaign, and health care services. Immunization programs continue to successfully, including National Polio Vaccination Campaign, which achieved a coverage rate exceed 80%. To strengthen healthcare delivery, 108 health center professionals were recruited during the year under review, including doctors, nurses, pharmacists, emergency care practitioners, and social workers. These investments are improving access to healthcare services and strengthening the region's capacity to respond to both communicable and non-communicable diseases. Governor's Community Development Initiative, in addition to government programs, the Office of the Governor continued to implement targeted intervention aimed at uplifting vulnerable communities and promoting sustainable livelihood. During the reporting period, approximately 500,000 was mobilized and invested in community development, agricultural projects, education support, and humanitarian assistance. The flagship Okachari agricultural project made significant progress, including the installation of water infrastructure and land preparation activities. Once operational, the project is expected to create permanent and seasonal employment opportunities while promoting youth empowerment, food security, and agricultural entrepreneurship. Support was also extended to the Tulongeni Palm Agricultural Project, the Ketru Poultry Project, and the Disability Agricultural Project, all aimed at creating income-generating opportunities and promoting economic inclusion among the youth, women, and persons with disabilities. Shelter and humanitarian assistance. The Governor's Community Shelter Program continue to restore dignity and improve living conditions for vulnerable households. During the year under review, shelter assistance and building materials were provided to 31 households, including families affected by fires, flooding, and extreme poverty. Additional support was extended to relocated flood victims, vulnerable learners, schools, healthcare institutions, and community-based facilities, including assistance to the psychiatric ward at Oshakati Intermediate Hospital and Dr. Franz Indongo Kindergarten. These interventions demonstrate government's commitment to ensuring that no member of our society is left behind. Support to schools, recognizing the importance of education in improving the lives of young people, the Office of the Governor continues to support schools and learners through various educational assistance, initiatives, and stakeholder partnerships. During the reporting period, complete schools uniform set were donated to 20 schools at Ngome Primary School in Uvudia constituency at a cost approximately 7,061 Namibian dollars. In addition, the office mobilized 10,000 from Chico Group, which was used to provide school uniform to a further 17 learners. The office also facilitated the donation of 107 pairs of school shoes through the support of Rent a Drum. Furthermore, the office successfully mobilized educational resources from various private sector partners and development organizations, including 100 chairs and 100 desks from the Rosing Foundation, 30 chairs and 30 desks from the Namibian Trading Authority, NTA, 50 chairs from Raw Manufacturing, and 50,000 Additional support includes the donation of 5 laptops, computer from Syntex Technology, and copier or printer machine from Negba Agricultural Investment. This intervention contributed significantly to improving learning conditions, enhancing learner dignity, reducing resources shortages in schools, and supporting access to quality education across the region. Environmental sustainability and natural resources management. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, fellow Namibians. The sustainable management of natural resources and the strengthening of strategic partnership remains essential pillars of our development agenda. During the period under review, the Iipinge Shiroko Conservancy continued to demonstrate how conservation can contribute directly to community development and rural livelihood. Through regulated wildlife utilization, the Conservancy generated approximately 872,000 Namibian dollars in revenue. At the same time, government continued to address the challenges posed by human-wildlife conflict through the Human Wildlife Resilience Scheme. During the reporting period, compensation support amounting to approximately 150,000 Namibian dollars was provided to affected farmers within the Conservancy area, helping households recover from livestock losses and crop damage while promoting positive attitudes towards wildlife conservation. These interventions reflect government's commitment to balancing environmental conservation with the protection of rural livelihood and economic activities. International relations and cooperation, honorable members. In an increasingly interconnected world, international cooperation and strategic partnerships continue to create opportunities for development, investment, and knowledge exchange. During the year under review, Oshana region strengthened its cooperation with various regional and international partners, including the Limpopo province in South Africa, Jiangsu province in China, Kilimanjaro region in Tanzania, and Kunene province in Angola. This partnership continues to promote institutional collaboration, regional integration, and the sharing of best practices in development. A significant milestone was the allocation of Oshana region to the Namibian Embassy in the Kingdom of Belgium as part of the Ministry of International Relations and Trade's International Cooperation Framework to facilitate investment promotion and development cooperation the Office of the Governor submitted the Oshana Regional Economic Profile to the Embassy, showcasing the region's economic potential, investment opportunities, and development priorities. We are confident that this partnership will contribute to attracting investment, strengthening economic cooperation, and creating new opportunities for our people. Fellow Namibians, whether through the sustainable management of our natural resources or through strategic international partnership, our objective remains the same: to improve the lives of our people, creating economic opportunity, strengthen resilience, and advance the sustainable development of Oshana region. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, having outlined the progress achieved during the reporting period, it is equally important that we honestly reflect on challenges that continue to constrain our development efforts. I now turn to the key challenges requiring national support and intervention. Challenges requiring national support. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. While the achievements highlighted in this address demonstrates the progress made by our region, we must also acknowledge that significant challenges remain. The people of Oshana have entrusted us with the responsibility of not only celebrating success, but also speaking honestly about the obstacles that continue to impede development and service delivery. Addressing these challenges will require continued collaboration between regional and local authorities, government ministries and agencies, development partners, and the private sector. Most importantly, several of these challenges require strategic intervention and support at the national level. Strengthening healthcare infrastructure and service delivery. Honorable members, although significant progress has been achieved in this healthcare service delivery, the health sector continues to face challenges relating to infrastructure, human resources, and operational capacity. Shortages of healthcare professionals in critical disciplines, increasing demands for healthcare services. Higher staff turnover and periodic shortages of essential medicine continue to place pressure on the health system. The region therefore reiterates the importance of accelerating the implementation of Ondangwa District Hospital project, which remain one of the most critical healthcare infrastructure priorities for the Northern Namibia. The successful completion of this project will significantly enhance healthcare access, reduce pressure on existing facilities, and improve service delivery for thousands of residents. Accelerating strategic roads infrastructure. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the region continued to experience increasing traffic volumes as economic activity, urbanization, and population growth place greater demands on existing road infrastructure. While progress has been made in road development, several strategic roads remain below their required standards. The region therefore called for accelerated investment in priority roads infrastructure, including the upgrading of key district roads and the eventual development of a dual carriageway between Oshakati and Ondangwa. This project has become increasingly important given the growing role of the corridor as a commercial and administrative hub serving the Northern Namibia. Water, sanitation, and bulk infrastructure expansion. Honorable members, rapid urbanization continues to place increasing pressure on water, sanitation, and bulk service infrastructure. Several local authorities continued to face challenges relating to wastewater treatment, capacity, sewer reticulation systems, bulk water supply, and stormwater management infrastructure. Additional national support, we will require to expand these services and ensure that urban growth is matched by adequate infrastructure development. Land servicing and housing delivery. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the demand for servicing land and housing continues to exceed available resources. Although significant progress has been achieved through the allocation of residential plots and the implementation of informal settlement, upgrading programs, the higher costs associated with servicing land continue to constrain delivery. Challenges relating to compensation of traditional homestead affected by urban expansion, rising infrastructure costs, and limited funding remain significant barriers. The region therefore calls for increased support towards land servicing, compensation mechanism, and affordable housing development to meet the growing needs of our communities. Youth unemployment and economic opportunities. Honorable members, despite the creation of more than 1,000 employment opportunities during the reporting period, youth unemployment remains the greatest test of our generation. Unless we create opportunities for our young people, we risk undermining the very future we speak or we seek to build. Every job created is not merely a statistic. It restores dignity, inspires hope, and strengthens families. Therefore, addressing these challenges will require increasing investment in entrepreneurship, development, vocational training, agriculture, industrialization, and labor-intensive infrastructure programs. Project implementation funding constraints. Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the region continues to experience delays in implementation of certain development projects due to funding limitations, procurement bottlenecks, and cash flow constraints. While stakeholders have demonstrated commitment toward implementation, delays in some national coordinated projects continue to affect service delivery and development outcomes. As relating procurement processes, fast-tracking the full implementation of the decentralization policy, strengthening project monitoring, and ensuring the timely release of development fund will be critical to improving implementation performances. Strategic projects requiring national attention, honorable members, the regions respectfully submit the following strategic projects for continued national attention and support. The accelerated implementation of Ondangwa District Hospital, the renovation and upgrading of Oshakati Independent Stadium, the development of a dual carriageway between Oshakati and Ondangwa, the construction of additional bridges in flood-prone areas, expansion of bulk water and sanitation infrastructure, upgrading of priority regional roads, expansion of electricity infrastructure to meet growing demands, and increase investments in youth employment and agricultural development initiatives. These challenges should not be viewed as an obstacle to progress, but rather as opportunities for collective action and renewed commitment. The people of Oshana remain resilient, hardworking, and determined. With continued national support and strategic partnership, I am confident that these challenges can be overcome and transformed into opportunities for growth and development. There ahead, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, as we look toward the 2026-2027 financial year, our focus must shift from planning to accelerated implementation. The people of Oshana expect tangible results. They expect roads to be completed, hospitals to be built, water to reach communities, jobs to be created, and opportunities to be expanded. This expectation is both legitimate and justified. Our responsibility as leaders is therefore to ensure that development commitment translates into meaningful improvements in the lives of our people. Guided by the priority of the 8th administration, the 6th National Development Plan, and the aspiration of the people of Oshana region, we shall focus on 5 key priorities during the coming financial year. In the year ahead, we commit ourselves to 5 actions: accelerated strategic infrastructure delivery, expand access to land, housing, and basic services, invest in people through education, health, and skills development, create jobs and strengthen local enterprises, improve governance through accountability and implementation excellence. Honorable members, the year ahead presents opportunities. However, I remain confident that through unity of purpose, effective leadership, and collective commitment, we can continue advancing the development agenda of our region and improving the lives of our people. Together we shall continue building an Oshana region that is prosperous, inclusive, resilient, and responsive to the aspiration of all its citizens. As I conclude, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, fellow residents of Oshana region, as I conclude this State of the Region address, I wish to reflect on the journey we have traveled together during the 2025-2026 financial year. The year under review has demonstrated the resilience, determination, and immense potential of the people of Oshana region. Despite fiscal constraints, climate-related challenges, and increasing demands for public services, we have continued to make meaningful progress in advancing the development agenda of this region. The achievements highlighted in this address are not achievements of government alone. They are the achievement of our regional councillors, traditional authorities, local authorities, community leaders, public servants, development partners, and private sector, and every resident who continue to contribute toward the development of our region. To all those who have played a role in the Oshana region, I extend my sincere appreciation and gratitude. Honorable members, fellow residents, the address delivered today represents a summarized version of the State of the Region report. In the interest of transparency, accountability, and public access to information, the full State of the Region report will be made available on the Oshana Regional Council website. Members of the public, stakeholders, and interested parties may also request a copy of the full report through the official email address of the Office of the Governor. We encourage all residents and partners to review the full report and continue engaging with us. We work together to advance the development of our region. Fellow Namibians, remember that the future will not be defined by the challenges we inherited, but by the choices we make today. Let the future generations say this was the period when Oshana chooses action over complacency, partnership over division, and hope over despair. Let them say that we govern with integrity, served with humility, and work tirelessly so that every child could dream and every young person could aspire. Every entrepreneur could prosper and every family could live with dignity. Together we shall build an Oshana region that is prosperous in its economy, inclusive in its development, compassionate in its service, and resilience in the face of diversity. Together we shall contribute to the realization of Vision 2030 and the aspiration of the 8th administration. Together we shall ensure that no one is left behind. May God bless Oshana region. May God bless the Republic of Namibia. Long live the Republic of Namibia, and I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Governor, for such presentations. Then you articulate.
That was Hofni Iipinge, the governor of Oshana region, giving us an overview of the State of Region address in the Oshana region. Now, this is his second SORA since assuming office last year, July. Now, he spoke about the significance of a SORA is to just lay the road ahead and also just to recap on what was said last year. Now, this afternoon or this morning still, I'm joined by Dr. Moses to just tell us about his thoughts and views on this year's SORA. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us again.
Thank you so much.
I think over 3,000 graduates are reported to have graduated from institutions of higher learning. Tell us about the 2 or 3 sectors that can really be used to ensure that these graduates are absorbed into the various sectors to improve the economic growth and also create employment opportunities for the youth in the region and beyond.
Yeah, thank you so much. The address was very impactful. We have heard what the governor has in mind in terms of assisting the nation, in terms of bringing the government closer to the nation. The graduates were produced by the national institution. Mm-hmm. Each institution was given that mandate by, say, NQA and other organization that has to look at the curriculum that has to be offered. Mm-hmm. And the curriculum to be offered should talk to the priority areas in the Republic. So I have this hope that regardless of this huge number of graduates, mm-hmm. They have to go out there and bring changes in terms of development. Mm-hmm. One of which they can come up with projects, mm-hmm. Especially in agricultural sector, whereby they have to come up with projects, because we need to feed the nation. We should not just rely on exports or imports of even potatoes, even just ordinary tomatoes. We need to invest in that. So the youth should come up, as the project was already, as the governor also stated that there is some money which was given for the project. So they can just come up and then go and assist, mm-hmm. get assistance. Otherwise, they can also come up with projects like a circular economy. Mm-hmm. For example, they can develop new materials or just all those used materials. They can now come up with projects and make them useful again. So I think it's just up to the youth and to come forth, give the ideas, and they'll be assisted to come up with developmental projects that will assist the nation.
Dr. Hango, as an academician, tell us about your thoughts on today's SORA. What were some of the key highlights for you, having listened to the governor as he delivered his second SORA for this year?
Thank you so much. I was very happy to listen or to know that the governor or the government is really doing its part. So in almost all the spheres, the government is there giving assistance. The government is there at health infrastructures, trying to upgrade here and there. The government is here putting things together in terms of road infrastructures. I was very happy that even in terms of vocational training, the government is also there assisting in terms of upgrading skills needed by technicians. And he mentioned of Valbola Vocational Training Center, upgrading, giving training to the youth in terms of skills needed, especially in the world of today. So we need technicians. So he also mentioned of upgrading schools, creating jobs opportunities. So I think he really touched on the core priorities of the government, and the nation should just be very cooperative, as I think he requested that. And the nation should also give its own helping hand to their own extent. To just a little individual can assist the government to bring upon, to assist. So a good example, maybe a little that every nation should do, just a very little example, just to keep hygiene. So you find people walking along the streets, they just throw rubbish everywhere. So maybe that could be just a little that a nation can do, just to remain, to find somewhere to throw those dust, the rubbish and so on. Just something very little that I can assume a human being, a real human being can do for its own nation.
And now 108 million was spent out of the 357 million allocated to capital projects in the region. Now, based on your analysis, how can the region really improve its implementation speed and avoid procurement bottlenecks to ensure that the region picks up speed in terms of development?
Yeah, that's a tough one, but the government there are councillors in each constituency. It is a good time for them to talk to the communities and look at the priority areas within their constituencies. They should talk also to headmen, headwomen, such that they understand the core values or core problems that they have in their regions or in their constituencies. And then from there, they now prioritize. They come now to the governor, give their problems. And in such a way, the governor can now avoid the usage of resources and prioritize accordingly. So I think it's just a matter of engaging with the community, and councillors should get involved, working together with traditional leaders, and get to know what exactly is needed in those communities.
Again, another highlight of the governor's speech is the creation of a total of about 20 opportunities for the youth, especially in the region, but it still remains a challenge. He says still a long way to go before realizing total emancipation of the youth and getting them into that job market. Perhaps what should be done in terms creation done in terms of job creation? Maybe looking more on
The nation should not just wait every now and then to get services from the government. So we have very, very creative people out there, knowledgeable, they've got skills. So instead of just waiting for the services to be delivered by the government, we can meet the government halfway. In terms of coming up with our own businesses, even a little business can just make a difference. So it's just a matter of coming together, get your idea known, be assisted, and then we can just help the nation instead of just waiting for the government to come up with and start blaming. The government is not doing anything, but what exactly are we doing as a nation? Can we come up with something? Can we come up with business and also create some employment opportunities? So this is what we are expected to do instead of just sitting and wait for the government to intervene. So while the government is trying its best, as we heard from the governor's speech, we can also do our things just to a little extent as we can.
Definitely. Now, the governor also mentioned a couple of challenges that are still facing the region. That is, Oshana's health sector is still under immense strain with limited number of staff and delays in the long-awaited Ondangwa District Hospital, as well as 9 key roads in the region that would need about $2.1 billion to ensure that the people of the region have access to better road infrastructure to go about their daily routes. Now tell us, which of the two do you think is more pressing and should be addressed as a matter of urgency, and why?
Yeah, thank you. I think the health sector has to be prioritized because a nation without medication, access to medication, the nation without health practitioners and infrastructure is not a healthy nation. So I think the government should prioritize in upgrading the health infrastructure. And I'm happy that the governor said in Ondangwa, there will be, the Ondangwa District Hospital will be upgraded so that
constructed.
Yes, so that it is the more people who would come to Oshakati or elsewhere on Ajokwe should be maybe just go there. So I think, yes, to avoid congestion at health centers. So I think it's a better time for the government just to focus on infrastructure at health. And I have heard about the medications that are not available in hospital. But I think the government is busy looking at that to make medicine or medication available in hospitals. So I think the priority should be given to health infrastructure. And then with now a change left, we can now do more roads. Of roads. And as the governor said that there will be a provision for upgrading this road, the canal or corridor or Shakati to Ondangwa. So that could be something that has to be considered after considering health. Health first. A nation without health is a useless nation.
Now, Doctor, tell us, another key highlight in his speech is the fact that housing and land delivery continues to remain a big challenge in the key towns. There is of Oshana, there is Oshakati, Ondangwa, and Ongwediva. What are your thoughts on that, especially when it comes to business errands, also for the young entrepreneurs that we are seeing are forced to trade from the back of their homes?
Yeah, I think the governor's job has to be appraised because me personally have seen that between these two towns, a lot has been done in terms of housing. We see a lot of extensions are being developed, sanitation, and so on. I think it's just to encourage or to say maybe in the near future, maybe the budget should be increased so that we do more because we've got a very fast developing nation. So, and these two towns being the center of industry here at the north. So I think the land has to be serviced at a very fast rate. And in so doing, we now have people coming to invest and youth to create employment. I think so far so good, but maybe the budget has to be increased to accommodate or to give access to a fast rate of doing such things.
Now, the governor also spoke about the 13% crime drop in gender-based violence. What do you think should be done to ensure that we really continue to drop from a high number of cases that are reported pertaining to GBV?
Okay, thank you so much. I think job well done by NAMPOL and probably the community. How do we call them? The community, the women and they have done a very good job, and probably maybe we need to keep educating our own people. Giving them information now and then, and probably get some individuals from. Maybe it's a good a bad example, but I feel if we invite the inmates to come and talk to the nation, I think it will do, because they come with evidence, they come with their testimonies, and they should come and educate us for not committing or crimes in future. I think the government has to go out there and educate the nation in terms of crime prevention and all these type of things.
Dr. Hango, thank you so much for joining us for this edition as we dissected the CS SORA in the Oshana region.
Thank you so much for having me.
Indeed, that was Dr. Silas Hango, a senior lecturer from the University of Namibia's Ongwediva Base Campus, Jose Eduardo Campus, just dissecting this year's Oshana region SORA, which was delivered a while ago by the Oshana regional governor. Now going into the SORA, the governor Iipinge says this year they have committed themselves to 5 key actions. There is to accelerate strategic infrastructure delivery, expand access to land, housing and basic services, invest in people through education, health and skills development, create jobs and strengthen local enterprises, as well as to improve governance through accountability and implementation excellence. I am Dapanda Shuya, and it is back to you in studio as we round up the Oshana region's SORA for 2026. Now from Dapanda Shuya and the rest of the crew here in the Oshana region, it is back to you in studio.
This is NBC1. It's ours.